there everyone, welcome back to James Redmond TV, and this is a video with James having a smile on his face because we won a game of footy finally. It's been a while, and I know it was only against Bournemouth, and I know it was, you know, maybe not the most impressive 9-0. That it was 9-0, who cares? What was impressive, who we were playing. It's a step in the right direction, so really good start to today's Redmond Roundup. We're also going to be talking about any possible additions to the midfield. One player specifically who I've been seeing a lot of over the recent days. And then we're going to do a little Premier League roundup at the end of the video. So we'll touch on the game, talk about the midfielder that we may or may not be getting, and then Premier League roundup. So sit back, get your popcorn, get your bums in your seats, and let's get into today's Redmond Roundup. So first of all, I'm going to start with the midfielder, because if you do want to see like my instant match reaction to the Bournemouth game, go over to the Cop TV and see that. That's where all my fan cams and stuff are nowadays. And on top of that, if you want me to start doing post-match stuff on this channel, just let me know in the comments down below, mate. I'm here for you. But starting off with the midfielder, Ruben Neves, heavily linked to Liverpool Football Club over recent days. Now, regardless of how much interest there is from Liverpool's side, how much substance there is to this rumour, I think this would be a fantastic acquisition. Now, I haven't saw anyone significant from the time of recording this video saying we're linked with Ruben Neves, so I'm not getting off my high horse, but I was sitting thinking there, you know, what would be a really, really, really good addition? Someone who is about to hit their prime, and Ruben Neves is 25. Someone who ideally we know can do it in the Premier League, Ruben Neves, someone who has that Premier League experience. He's had a lot of good games against us. Not to mention he's had a good game against us, so that's another kind of thing that fits into our philosophy. Nunes, Minamino. There's a lot of players that we've bought off the back of good performances against Liverpool. And since the Championship, I don't know if anyone remembers the FA Cup game that I think we lost 2-1. Origi scored in the last 5 to 10 minutes of the game, and we ended up losing when Wolves were in the Championship. Ruben Neves scored in that game from my memory and played really, really well. So, you know, in terms of all the things that we look at in a midfielder, he's about to hit his prime. He probably shouldn't be too ludicrous when it comes to money, because Wolves fans, correct me, I don't know how long's left on his contract, but if I'm the Wolves owners, if I'm the board at Wolves, I'm thinking, well, we don't want to get nothing for Ruben Neves. We've maximised pretty much every ounce of football and ability and hard work that we can get out of him. It'll probably make sense that he wants to be sold. Also, not to mention that Ruben Neves has said that he wants to play Champions League. So call me ludicrous, even though I haven't saw Fabrizio Romano or any big outlets related to Liverpool linking us to Ruben Neves. I think we will be missing a huge shot not bringing him in, because we need multiple midfielders. Virgil van Dijk came out yesterday or the day before and said that we need loads of midfielders. It's not just one, it's not just two, we need a couple. And I don't think, and I'm on the same page as Virg, I don't think bringing in midfielders for now are going to hint the development of Fabio Carvalho or Harvey Elliot. If anything, it only increases the urgency for them to work harder and become better footballers. Bringing in someone like Ruben Neves is perfect for this season. Then next year, if you want to bring in a Jude Bellingham, absolutely sound. And on top of that as well, we've still got Naby, we've still got Oxlade. So even though we need multiple midfielders, I am fine with only bringing in one for now. Bringing in a big midfielder like Jude Bellingham or someone next year, and then one additional midfielder to replace both Oxlade and Naby Keita, because we still got Thiago, we still got Fabio, still got Henderson. We'll probably end up signing Milner on an extension, let's be real. So we've still got options there, and again, we still want to find opportunities for Fabio Carvalho and Harvey Elliot, but guys, let me know, am I missing the mark here? Would you not take Ruben Neves, Liverpool fans, neutral fans as well? Someone with that Premier League experience, he can get goals from midfield, which is something that we lack. If I'm going to estimate a price range, again, I don't know how much he's got left on his contract, but I couldn't see it being any more than 50 to 60 million, which in today's age, if you want to compete for league titles, which is the message that we so proclaim to want to go ahead and do, you need to go out and make big statement signings like Ruben Neves. Not to mention it's at the end of the transfer window, so we could get him for a little bit cheaper. I think everything says and leans towards go and get Ruben Neves. Goals, Premier League experience, will come into our team like a glove, wants to play Champions League football. Wouldn't be 100 million. He's about to go into his prime years. Let me know if I've missed the mark. But I think if there's anyone right now at the top of my brain that I'd want to sign for Liverpool, it's definitely Ruben Neves. Very good player. So Wolves fans, let me know if this is possible. Liverpool fans, let me know if you'd want him. And yeah, get the comments down below, mate. Anyway, want to touch briefly on the Bournemouth game and kind of mix it together with a Premier League roundup. There was a lot of results that, you know, when I was at the Bournemouth game, obviously we kept scoring every 5 minutes, and then you had Manchester City playing in the background. I think they went 2-0 down, ends up bringing it back to 3-2. And I said from when they went 2-0 down, they're still going to score about 3 goals in 5 minutes. Let's not write them off. Let's not focus on Manchester City right now, because they're very, very good at footy. And the thing about Man City is they don't just skip a beat. And when they're playing shit, or let's say, let's build into the season, even though they're building into the season, they're still getting points, and it shows because of their squad depth. Like last year, if Liverpool had the odd bad performance where we concede a goal or two and we go behind in a game, we had the quality to bring off the bench to be able to go ahead and overturn that result. Manchester City have got that year in, year out. They have had that ever since pretty much Pep Guardiola came into the football club. And it's why you see them not only competing for Premier Leagues and Champions Leagues, but you see them getting over the line in a lot of situations. I think Manchester City are brilliant the way they can come back into a game, but it is a testament to the investment of the club. It's a testament to the hard work that Pep Guardiola puts the players through. And it's a testament to the fight and the will. That's what Liverpool are associated with. Brilliant comebacks and amazing occasions. Man City have now done that. 2 weeks on the bounce against Newcastle and Palace, not to mention they've done it against Aston Villa on the last day of the season. I think when you're talking about the strongest mentality monsters in the league right now, it's got to be Manchester City. But let's also associate Liverpool with that term, mentality monsters. To go from having the worst start that we've had in the league pretty much since Jurgen Klopp came in, let's be real, to then go ahead and come back into the next game and win 9-0. I'm fine for the haters to come into the comments down below and be like, James, you little bowler, fuck off, it was only Bournemouth. And you are right, my friends. It was only Bournemouth, but my reply is, if I was the manager, if I was a teammate, if I was a coach at Liverpool Football Club, all I want to see from these players is more urgency and better decision-making in these next games. And I think Jurgen Klopp has sat them all down and gone, boys, you know this is not fucking good enough. You know you're not hitting the standards that you set for yourself and have been setting over the past couple of seasons. But from minute one, I think we got 2 goals in the first 5 minutes. Everyone who's been out of form, Virgil van Dijk, Mohamed Salah, Bobby Firmino, Luis Diaz, who I think's been one of our better players, but still not hitting the heights that he can, to go into this game and then absolutely make the changes that we made and get the result that we did. It weren't beating Bournemouth that was impressive. It weren't even, do you know what's mad? Even 9 goals, even though that's really good, that weren't the most impressive thing about the game. It was the energy, it was the fire, and it was the fact that Bournemouth wouldn't have expected that high intensity from minute one. We were moving even off the ball. So what I mean by moving off the ball is, say if Trent has got the ball at right back, I want Robertson to still be finding space where Trent can find the ball to him, or Henderson, or someone who's on the pitch. Keep moving to find space, and then you will realise for the players who are playing more centrally, they'll get more space themselves, and then they'll have more opportunities to have a good shot on goal. That's why you saw Harvey Elliot score the goal that he did. That's why you saw Firmino constantly prime Firmino stuff, creating space for the other players, the wingers and stuff like that. So Diaz was able to get a goal. Yeah, and even though Salah never scored as well, he probably should have got 2 himself. He missed 2 sitters. So, and them chances were created by Bobby Firmino. And, you know, to even touch on Bobby dead quick, I think a lot of fans, after you see a bad game or two from a player, you just want to write them off instantly and you want to say, oh, he's finished. After the Fulham game where Bobby had a really poor performance, I still sat there and said he still has something to offer. To the squad, he has something to offer. He might not be a regular starting player for Liverpool Football Club, but when you play the Bournemouths, when you play these teams that you have a player like Bobby who had something different, that really does mean something, and it can win you football matches. And no doubt, with 2 goals and 3 assists, Bobby was definitely the man of the match in that game for me. I feel like there was no question. Fabio and Harvey Elliot, a half-feature football, absolutely superb. Even young players like Bobby Clark coming on and getting stuck in from minute one, absolutely brilliant. The way the game was managed, supreme. The way that we came out showing the fight that we didn't show against Manchester United, it's a step in the right direction. So I'm not going to be sitting here and saying, oh, we're going to end up winning the league and we're back in the title race. I am, listen to this, Manager Redmond, I am focused on the next game. That's all that matters to me. And that is the smart approach if you're Jurgen Klopp and his players. because everything was right against Bournemouth. Now it's time for you to build on top of that with two really quite competitive games, you know, Newcastle, Everton. You know both them teams are going to be up for the games against us. That's why we need to put everything into this performance against Bournemouth to build on that momentum and go into those games with some confidence. So I'm really happy about that. And if we bring in a Ruben Neves, let's say, then I think if we keep getting these results that we need, we beat Newcastle, we beat Everton, slowly but surely, you'll be seeing us back into those title race conversations. Whether we'll get it over the line is a different question, but I feel like after the first 3 games, everyone, including most Liverpool fans, have written us off completely. And rightly so with the performances that we've seen at the start of the season, for sure. But the same way that you can never, ever, ever just come to the conclusion that you're going to win the league title, when it comes to this squad, you can't write them off. It's just something that you can't do. And that's why I'm going to still need to wait till about November, December, until I've got a full decision on whether or not we're still going to be in that conversation when it comes to May. But let me know what you think as well. Is it just Bournemouth, and was they just really shit? And I don't think Bournemouth were great, but there's a reason why teams aren't scoring 9 goals against Bournemouth week in, week out. It's because it's a hard thing to do, and it's because it was a combination of them being shit and us being really, really good. And if we play with that intensity in future games like Newcastle, Everton, we'll see not 9-0s, but we'll see good results. And then lastly, what I want to talk about is just some of the other teams in the Prem. I've already touched on Man City. I want to touch on Arsenal and Tottenham kind of as a combination. I think Arsenal are playing such great football. We saw signs in the past how good they can play when it comes to their football, but now they're getting the results with it. Kind of the opposing thing with Tottenham, not playing the greatest football, kind of getting through in games, but they're getting results. And this is 2 more teams that we have to worry about when it comes to a title race. Now, I don't think Arsenal or Tottenham will be there in that conversation when it gets to the end of the season. Only based on what I've seen. They can prove me wrong, and that's absolutely fine. But I just think from what you've seen so far, especially from Arsenal, I think if there's any team that can sneak themselves into that title race conversation at the end of the season, it's them. Even Chelsea getting results here and there. The Premier League looks really, really spicy at the moment, and it has a very Barclays Premier League type feel to it, where the top 6 is very, very close, the bottom half of the table, and it's all close together because it's the same league, it's the same competitiveness. It's just City and Liverpool have slowly dropped off over time. Arsenal and Tottenham have slowly improved over time, which is why we're getting the results that we are. So it's going to be a really interesting season. I think Arsenal, Tottenham, and probably City have had the most impressive starts. We still need to catch up, but listen, mate, that's what we're here for. It's always about the next game. If we get the points that we need, then we can start putting pressure on those teams at the top. And finally, I don't have to press cookies to see us on a website in the league table. I'm absolutely fucking chuffed. But let me know what your thoughts is about your team, about my team, Liverpool, and who we should sign in the midfield. All these questions and more. But thank you very much for watching this Redmond Roundup. Smash your like, but only if you enjoyed, and I will see you all in a bizzle. Peace!